Hello there everyone, welcome to another Make It With Me Monday. Sorry I'm a little bit behind schedule here, but all settled in now and ready to go. And I have a visitor on my table, so in case you see a little flash of tan, a tan fur or a meow, that would be Autumn, who came in to say hello before I could get the door closed. So she's feeling a little clingy right now, I guess. Oh, there she was, a paw. Alrighty. All right, well, let's jump into it and get started. Today we're going to be doing a card with these specs. So you're going to need a piece of cardstock that is 5.5 by 8.5 and scored at 4 1/4. I'm going to be using So Saffron. Then I said grab 2 designer series papers. One you want to cut 2.5 by 2.5, and the other one you want to cut 1 3/4 by 2.5. And we're going to be using them horizontally in case you have one that is directional. Pay attention to that. My 2 come from the plaid stack. I lost my notes for what I had here, so I'm going to have them in the description when I'm all done. But there's a large pack of designer series paper in the new mini catalog that is all these really cool plaid, checkered, whatever you want to call them, patterns. Whole bunches of colors. You can see these 2 came from the same sheet, so I'm just going to use one side of one and one side of the other. Otherwise, if you have anything that coordinates with each other, anything that you've got handy will work. Obviously, you just want those 2 dimensions. They're going to end up overlapping each other just a little bit, so don't worry if you're not quite perfect. The middle part will get covered up. Alrighty, then you need another piece of cardstock that is 1.5 by 2.5. We're going to make a banner out of it, so it can be any color that you want. It's not going to get stamped on. And then lastly, you needed a 2-inch circle. I cut mine from Stylish Shapes, and a piece of cardstock that is 3 by 4 1/4. So again, your neutral can be white, vanilla, shades of tan. Hi Aunt Mary, good to see you. And then I also said have some kind of a ribbon, maybe like 1/4 to 3/8 inch wide. We're going to be doing either a bow or a knot or something like that as an accent. Alrighty, so you're going to decorate up your circle with phrase, image, whatever you would like to have. I'm going to use Go-To Greetings tonight. I really like this set because it has basically the same words, but just in several different fonts and sizes. So you've got some that look kind of cutesy up to something that's very super calligraphy, scripty, whatever you want to call that. So really like that one. That's a good go-to for the basics. I'm going to be stamping mine in Night of Navy to go along with my secondary cardstock color. And I grabbed Thank You out of that one. Go ahead and ink that up. And it's just going to go right in the center of my circle. All right, so mine is pretty simple tonight. I actually just used my circles for phrases tonight. So real quick, easy to put together. Then you're going to want to grab that neutral cardstock that's 3 by 4 1/4 and your 2 pieces of designer series papers. Now you can decide if you want the larger piece at the top or the bottom. It's not going to matter. I'm going to be using, I think I'm going to go with this guy down here and this guy up here. Okay, so that's where we're headed. Now we're going to just put them on one at a time. And what I want you to do, I managed to leave my taper. Nope, it's right here. We'll just start putting on one. And I'm going to start from the bottom with this guy. Now just look for a nice border edge all the way around. So you don't want to get it too close because your borders are going to feel weird if they're not quite even. So just about there so that you have a nice border going all the way around. And then we're going to do the same thing the other direction. And like I said, they're going to overlap a little bit. So this one I'm going to do from this side, same thing. Just look at it till it's got a nice border and just line up your edges like so. And like I said, if it looks a little funny where they meet, don't worry about it too much because we're going to cover that up. Nobody's going to see it. All right, grab your card base. And this is where you decide if you want some dimensionals on any of these layers. I'll do mine all flat to start with, and then you can see how you can build it up when I show you some of the other samples. So we're going to go ahead and put adhesive on the back of the neutral piece, and you're just going to center it on your card front. Then we're going to take our little piece here, and if you remember, grab your scissor, and if you remember, a real nice, easy way to cut a nice banner is to start in the middle and cut up just a tiny bit. Hi, Kathy, good to see you tonight. And then go over from each corner to meet that point that you just made at the end of your cut. And then you should have a nice even, whoop, there we go, a nice even banner point. Okay. I'm going to attach this so that the banner point itself is going to hang off the piece of neutral. You can decide how far over you would like that to go. So like I said, I'm going to attach mine so that just that little part's hanging over and about halfway down. Now remember, you're going to cover up this area where they meet so they'll kind of look like they're even. And then this guy is just going to go right here. And again, you can decide if you want that to be hanging over, all the way on the neutral piece, whatever looks good to you based on what you did with your circle. All right, I'm going to line mine up right about there. Then what you can do with your ribbon is a couple different things. You can do a knot or a bow that's going to extend off this way. You can do a knot or a bow that'll highlight your circle. And since mine are the same color, I'm going to put mine off to the side. And I'm just going to do a little bow, I think, on this one. And this is our white seam binding. I had another thought that I could have colored it in with my navy blend, and then I would have put it up at the top of my circle, so it would have been navy, a night of navy color instead of the white. But I'm going to go ahead and, come on, doesn't want to pull tight for me tonight. There we go. And trim off my excess. And I'm going to grab my glue dot. Take it right off of there. And I'm going to put it on the side of my circle, like so. All right, there you go. That is your basic layout for this one. And I will show you some of the other samples. Remember, I used all the same Designer Series paper pack, and I will have all of that in the description when the photos get posted of where you can find all of the phrases and everything that I've used here tonight. So here's another one, same pack of paper. This one is Calypso Coral based. And as you can see, I did do a couple, I popped this guy up a little bit, and I used my ribbon instead of as a bow, I did it as another flagged element off the side. So it's got the same cut as the piece of cardstock does there, just an extension of that. And I added a few of the pastel pearls. And then I've got one that I turned into a Christmas card. So this again is from that packet. This is Garden Green plaids. And then I have a gold ribbon highlighting this one. This one I actually didn't do any words at all. This is one of our new stamp sets in the mini catalog for Halloween. It comes with, it matches the punch, so you can do them as a bundle. So it punches out, there's a couple different style of witch hats, and it'll punch those out. So this one is pumpkin pie in black, and then I took our black gingham ribbon, and I just had it go across here to break up that black cardstock a little bit. Okay. Then on this next one, I flipped the direction. So this one goes horizontally instead of vertically. This is a Blushing Bride and Smoky Slate, and then I used our glittery white ribbon. So there's got some really nice little sparkle going on up at the top there. And you can see that's from the same set as this first image comes from, so that's Go To Greetings. All right, let me slide these out of the way for a second. I'll bring them back later. So this is the one we just did on camera, and here is a stepped up version. So this time I have a dimensionals pretty much under everything. So this layer is dimensionals, this layer has dimensionals, this layer has dimensionals. And instead of the phrase being in my circle, I decided to create a focal point instead with a flower. And I put my phrase on the banner instead, and I embossed it in white because that was on navy. And then I used some of our gems. These are, this particular color is Night of Navy, and I used that to create the center of the flower. So it's got some cute little sparkle because those are faceted. And I used, again, embossing powder in white to create that part. And then here's my inspiration piece. I got it in a swap from a fellow demonstrator, Brenda Cardinal. You can see she's got 2 layers for her banners, and those were each cut out from a die set because they have a little stitching around them, and so does her rectangle. So that's a really cute way to add some interest to that, is to use some die cut shapes that have a little extra boost in them. And she's got her petal pink ribbon up there. And then that's the same stamp set, the Go To Greetings. Alrighty, so there's those 3. And my Halloween one. Whoop, upside down. All right, there you go. Hopefully, I think they're all getting on camera. There we go. All right, so that's the selection for tonight. Like I said, I will have all the instruction or elements of where these all came from on the description of the cards when I load them up in just a few minutes. So I hope you have fun with this layout. Have fun creating, and if you'd like to share, feel free to upload it to the post so we can all see what you made. All right, everybody, that'll do it for tonight's Make It With Me Monday. Thanks so much, and I will see you next week. Bye now.